and welcome back to a new video here on FKJ Books. As you can see, there's a big pile of books in front of me. So I have 5 piles here. This pile at the very back there, the kind of taller one, I've read all of those books, but these other piles I haven't read any of these. So what I'm going to be doing today, just using these pile of books that are just kind of sitting here, I'm going to be picking my top 10 TBR books that I want to get to very soon. Because oftentimes I look at the pile and I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to read that, I really want to read that, and then I never narrow it down. So I'm going to first of all pick 2 off of each of the 4 piles, and then obviously I'll just pick 2 others at random. So I think I'll start with obviously this front pile here, so I'll get you a good view of that now. And then at the end I'll have my top 10 TBR books for the next few months. Okay, so here is this first pile here. Now I already know which one of these that I want to pick off this pile, and it is this one here. Okay, we might get a lot of that. Things falling down. To be fair, that big book shouldn't be on the top because it's really heavy. Let me put that back. Okay, so this is the one, my first one I'm going to pick, and it is Out of My Mind by Sharon M. Draper. Now this is quite a new book actually, but I've wanted this for a while, and so I'm really desperate to read it now that I've got it, and I really like the cover, and I'm very interested in the synopsis. So that is definitely one that I think I'll get to really soon, probably in May. So that's definitely at the top of my list. There's one out of that pile. So now I need to pick another one. I'm torn between Red Queen, I want to get to soon. The Ship Beyond Time, I really want to read soon. Obviously we've got the summer anthology there. Down at the bottom I've got The Siren, which you can't see. There it is. And I've also got The Secret Cooking Club at the bottom, which I think I would quite enjoy. But I think I'm going to go with The Ship Beyond Time, because The Girl from Everywhere, which is the first book in this series, is one of my favourite books, and it was one of my top books that I read last year. I read it in May last year and I absolutely loved it. There it is, The Girl from Everywhere. I gave it 5 stars, and this is a sequel, so I'm very, very excited about it. So that's our first 2. I'm going to move this pile out of the way, and then we can look at the pile behind it and pick 2 more. Okay, so this is the second pile, so hopefully you can kind of see what's going on. I would quite like to read Seed soon. Also The Crime Club Mysteries and Mayhem, Alien Rain, The Darkest Part of the Forest. Yeah, there's some of the top ones. But then heading up here, this pile's quite big, there we go. We have Swallows and Amazons, which I really want to read during the summer months. Counting by Sevens, which again I really want to get to. More Happy Than Not, The Sun Is Also a Star. So we've got some really good ones at the top there. So I definitely think one of the ones I'll pick is Swallows and Amazons. I have been really excited about this book. I love this edition. I would like to read all of these. It is a pretty big book, but it's kind of like a classic children's book, so it shouldn't be too hard to read. But just look at that. Yeah, I definitely want to read this in the summer, so this one definitely has to go on my list. And then I think, even though there's a lot of these I do want to read, again obviously I'll get to pick 2 others at the end. I think I'm going to go with this one here. Don't want things to fall. Counting by Sevens. Now I believe this is going to become a movie, and I think Quaventionae Wallace is going to be in it, which I'm really excited about, so I definitely want to read this one. And again, it's got goldfish on, so I'm kind of going with a theme. But yeah, this is one that I've been really wanting to read for a while, so that's 2 from that pile. Now we'll move on to here. We just move that book. Okay, so shuffling along here, you can kind of see some of what we've got, and then there's obviously those. Okay, so The Boy Most Likely 2 I've been wanting to read for a while, because I loved My Life Next Door. It was one of my favourite books last year. Longbow Girl, I think it could be a nice one for the summer. Poison is another one I've kind of wanted to read for a while. Let's Get Lost has been on my TBR for a really long time. And then some of these ones up here are new. I actually haven't done a book haul with those. So, let me think. I think one that'll have to be on the top of my list is this one here, which is The Distance Between Us by Casey West, because I loved Casey West's other book that I read, and I want to read all of her books. So as soon as I've read this one, I'll hopefully pick up another one and kind of work my way through her books. That's definitely on the top of my list. And then the other one, I think I'm going to go for a little one, and it's going to be this one here. Oh, it's a good job I didn't want the very bottom one. Okay, so this is Dear George Clooney, Please Marry My Mum by Susan Nielsen. I've read two books by Susan Nielsen before. I've read We Are All Made of Molecules and Word Nerd, and I really enjoyed them both, and I really love the characters that she makes. So this is the other book that I own from her, and so I do want to read this one really soon. So I'll put that one on the list. So we're doing well so far. We've got all of these. Now we're going to move on to the next pile. Okay, so here is this pile here. I mean, let me just... There is the bottom. And there is the top. I think I know what I'm going to pick. And I feel like I'm picking really all nice, easy summary books, but I suppose that is the time that we're coming up to, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of these that I really want to read. The Perfectionists, I really want to get to. The Unexpected Everything, I'd love to read this summer. The Book of Ivy, Never Evers, The Next Together, which is there. But obviously these are just my top 10, so I'm actually going to go with the one at the very top, which is Emmy and Oliver. I just love this cover. I've wanted to read this forever. I don't know why I haven't gotten to it yet. It's a contemporary. It looks really cute and fun. So that's Emmy and Oliver. And then the next one, again, I want to read it in the summer. Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. This one I wanted for the longest time, and I finally got it, and I still haven't read it yet. And I just love that cover. The concept sounds fantastic. I just really want to love this book and have the summery vibes. So yes, that's Beauty Queens. So that's all the ones, 2 from each. Now I got to pick 2 from any, which I feel like will be harder. Okay, so I've looked at the 4th pile that I moved out of the way, and I've narrowed that one out. And so now I'm between Longbow Girl, More Happy Than Not, The Sun Is Also a Star, The Crime Club, The Darkest Part of the Forest, Wolf by Wolf, and yeah. So I think I will go with... this is tricky. Probably Longbow Girls. Let me just get that out. It might be a bit tricky, so I'll just pause this. Here we go. So here's Longbow Girls. So you can see, you would just want to read this in the summer. Look at those colours. And yeah, I think I will love this. I hope I will. So that's Longbow Girl. And then the other one, I think I'm going to go with, because I feel like I need something a little bit different. I feel like I've picked very summery books. This should basically call my top 10 summer TBR. Maybe I'll call it that. Wolf by Wolf. That's what I'm going to go with, because I want to change things up a bit. So there we go. Wolf by Wolf. This is one that I have wanted to read for ages, and again, I never got around to it. So now we have the top 10. Let me put them all in the front and we can have an overview of them. Okay, so I've laid them all out like this, and I feel really pleased with my picks, and I kind of like the colour scheme we've got going on. So of course we've got Wolf by Ryan Gordon, Longbow Girl by Linda Davis, Beauty Queens by Libba Bray, Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway, Dear George Clooney, Please Marry My Mum by Susan Nielsen, The Distance Between Us by Casey West, Counting by Sevens by Holly Goldberg Sloan, Swallows and Amazons by Arthur Ransom, The Ship Beyond Time by Heidi Hellig, and Out of My Mind by Sharon M. Draper. I'm really excited about this list. I hope you enjoyed seeing my TBR being put together. If you'd like to see more of these, make sure to give this a thumbs up. Maybe I'll do a winter one or an autumn one and things like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Goodbye!